man-to-man techniques. Here at Boise State, we have three main goals for our defense. 1, stop the run. 2, no explosion plays. And 3, create turnovers. As a safety, we have a lot of opportunities to create turnovers, and that's mostly by playing sound, man-to-man techniques. To accomplish these goals, our safeties must believe in sound technique and the following keys to success. The keys to success in the Boise State secondary are 1, great attitude. Attitude means being very positive. Attitude means you have to want to be the very best you can be. Attitude means having no excuses and finding a way to make the play happen. Attitude means believing in each other and our defensive scheme. The second key to success is competing. Competing means playing hard on every single down and giving phenomenal effort. Competing means being very physical and aggressive with our opponents. Competing means knowing your assignments and playing with confidence. The third key to success is communication. We cannot be afraid to talk to each other, and we need to be able to communicate to make adjustments on the field. To accomplish our defensive goals at Boise State University, our secondary must have excellent man-to-man techniques. Here's the teaching progression for teaching off-man and press man. In our stance, we want to make sure that our feet are pretty much parallel underneath our shoulders. Our weight should be on the balls of our feet. Okay, we should be real light. Sometimes guys aren't real light, so they should make them light. So they'll just go ahead and pop them in and out a little bit. Go ahead, loosen up those feet, guys. There you go. Get them going. Want to make sure the weight is on the balls of the feet. So right here, we're going to work on our slide technique, which are reed steps. We're going to make sure our hands are up. Our toes, if our guys feel like our toes are on their heels a little bit, they can go ahead and move their toes slightly in. Moving their toes slightly in will give them a little bit of grip and adjust their weight to the balls of the feet. Ball is inside. Okay, very important thing is that we understand anytime we ever do drills, making sure that we know where our leverage is. There's 2 types of leverage we talk about, okay? There's side-to-side leverage on a guy. So here, inside leverage, or if Gabe moves outside, we have outside leverage. But we also have up and down leverage. So ball's inside here now, Gabe, and now it's our body, move our body up and down. So we want to make sure we have good leverage, both side to side and up and down, okay? So right here, what we're going to do is work on our stance. Let's have a great stance real quick. Okay, one thing we really believe here at Boise State is having great peer pressure and having our guys help each other out. So our guys that are receivers, right now, they're talking to these guys saying, hey, you got to make sure your eyes see your eyes. Right now, defense, point at your focal point, or your focal point. Okay, we should be looking at the inside hip of our man. As we look on the inside hip of our man, okay, that lead leg is going to tell us where he's going. So when we work our slide steps, we want to make sure that we get separation off slide step. Here we go. Sit, go. Working back. Good, right there. Just working slightly backwards so we can adjust. Okay, going again. Sit, go. Good, just working slightly back, having good body length. Okay, when we talk about our stance again, key points of a stance. Our feet should be about shoulder width apart. Our hands should be up. We should have a good 45-degree bend in our back right here. We should have our eyes up, good bend in our knees, toes slightly inward. Okay, work on our slide step going back. These are just warm-up drills here, working going back. Straight back, working slide step. slide step is we just want to make sure in slide step that we get a little cushion off the receiver, we keep our feet moving. One of the biggest things that guys do when they're in press coverage is that they stop their feet on the line of scrimmage and they spread their feet. Okay, they stop their feet and they spread their feet. So we want to keep this from happening. We don't want our guys to stop and spread their feet. So we want them working back, having a good base, not too wide, but yet not too narrow where they can't control them. Okay, here we go. Sit, go. Working back through the numbers. Okay, replays. Our next progression is slide, step, and replace. So we're going to slide back and we're going to step and replace. The big thing about step and replace is that we want to make sure that we can keep our hips on top of the receiver. Okay, so as we step back right here, we're going to slide, step and replace to the inside. So the receiver's going to step up and then take one step to his left. Good. And then we're going to step and replace. Keep maintaining the same distance as you started. Okay, here we go, full speed. Okay, so receiver's taking one step up, one step inside, working on step and replace, slide, step, replace. Set, go. Slide, step, and replace.
This drill is our mirror and release drill. We want to develop great vision on the inside hip and quick, light feet.
When we talk about our man-to-man coverage, we work on stance, but there's 4 key factors we work on. Okay, those 4 key factors are feet, hips, hands, eyes. The first part of feet is our slide step. The second part is our hips. We want to step and replace so we can keep our hips top of the receiver as long as possible. The next one is hands. We're working on offhand jam. Working on feet, hips, and hands here. Feet, hips, hands, set, go. Boom, there we go, good.
When we jam, we want to use the hand opposite of the wide receiver's release so that our hips can open. The aiming point of the offhand jam should be the near number with the palm of the hand. If you are a smaller DB, you want to stab quickly with your offhand jam and have good extension. If you're a bigger DB, you can think about stabbing and steering the wide receiver with your offhand jam.
If we have contact with our guy and the receiver tries to undercut us, what we want to do is we offhand jam or counter hips. Okay, we want to replace. We stab, now replace with the other hand. Okay, here we go. Set, go. Boom, replace. Good, very good. Set, go. Boom, good. Replacing. The big thing about offhand jam, we want to make sure that we stay on top of our receiver. Set, go. Boom, boom. Staying square, no hands, we're good as long as we stay on top. The next progression is our eyes. Let's say we get too far open, he gives us a hard stem outside, and the big thing is that if our shoulders get 180 degrees here, and he tries to undercut us, how we want to play that game? Good, whip eyes, so we stay on top. Okay, it all matters about your shoulders. Your shoulders get open at 180, we want to whip eyes. Set, go. Drive, boom, on top, good. The biggest thing about whip eyes, we need to understand why we do it. Because we get our hips open, we get our shoulders open, and we want to stay on top. Let's try that one more time. Set, go. Good. He's going to beat you inside. Okay, you're going to let him beat you inside, Wes, and then you're going to undercut that hip, okay, and get to this position here where we want to be, and then just run it up the 40 right there, okay? You see what I'm saying? Okay, so we're going to get beat on the side on purpose, and then undercut that hip. There you go. Sit, go. Boom. Good, working that side. That's good, that's what I want right there. Sit, go. Boom, inside, boom, undercut, good. Good. Hey, that's a good example though, Q, because you understand anytime we undercut, we got to pick up our feet right there. That's a good example, actually. Okay, why don't you try that one more time? Okay, here we go. There you go. Undercut the hip real quick. Here you go. Say it. Go. Beat them inside. Good. Bah. Boom. Good. Get back up to hip level. Very good. Off man, the first thing we want to work on is a good stance. Quarterback is inside. Again, we talk about leverage. We want to have good inside leverage. We say in our defense, if we're on the outside, we're corners on the outside, we want to have an 8-by-1 alignment. 8 yards deep, 1 yard inside the receiver. That's going to differentiate with the receivers and also the defender in which he chooses. Okay, now we're inside leverage. Okay, we have a good stance. Our vision needs to be inside on the quarterback. And what we're looking for is quick step drop, which we say a quick step is 1 to 3 step drop, or a 5 to 7 step drop. We want our receivers helping them. Point at your focal point once we get going. Good inside alignment, good. Okay, here we go. Reading the quarterback. The first read they're gonna get a 3-step drop. On 3-step drop, the progression remains the same. We wanna see eyes on the quarterback, and we wanna recognize the drop. We recognize quick drop, whip our eyes to our man, and we're gonna settle. Here we go, 3-step drop, nothing else, receivers. Here we go. Sit, go. Good, right there. Big thing here, what we wanna do is we wanna whip our eyes to our man. Once we whip our eyes to our man, our focal point wants to be right on the inside hip of the receiver. We understand in 3-step that we can get 4 routes for the most part. We can get hitch, slant, quick out, or fade. So we want to make sure we have good read steps, whip eyes back to the man, recognize route, plant and drive. Here we go. 3-step drop, sit, go. Settle, good. Okay, now we're working on settle, plant and drive. Read steps, settle, plant and drive. Here we go. Now receivers will just break inside route here. Takes two steps up receivers, breaking inside. Sit, go. Good, plant and drive. Okay, the big thing on this is that on the settle part of it, it's gonna happen real quick, okay? We over-exaggerate the settle in this drill. Big reason why we over-exaggerate it is to make sure that we don't keep gaining ground in our back pedal for the DBs. Make sure you settle and break on. Here we go. Breaking outside, quickly receivers. Sit, go. Good, breaking hard, breaking right out the upfield hit. Now, to better do this, we set up what we have as a diamond drill. Okay, in the diamond drill, what we're doing is we're saying that our DB wants to start off 8 yards from the ball. Move that up slightly. Okay, and the ball is this first dot. Okay, what we do is we have a rotation here. We're just working on our eyes and our break, the settle part of it and our break. Okay, we get all 3-step drop. We recognize it. We whip our eyes to our man. The receiver has gained ground, and now this receiver's breaking inside, so he's gonna move his right leg here, inside or outside, okay? As soon as he whips his eyes. So we're gonna settle, he whips his eyes, breaking, okay? Sit, go. Okay, good. Okay, rotate, flip. Stay there, Gabe, stay there, Gabe. Try it again, only if it comes at you. Sit, go. Good, breaking hard. Sit, go. Good, nice job. Sit, go. Good, breaking. There you go, good job, get the ball out. Sit, go. Good, nice work. W drills, just work on plant and drive right here. Plant and drive. Sit, go. Good. 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 Okay, now we're going 5-step. Okay, the progression remains the same. We're seeing our eyes. Okay, we're seeing the drop of the quarterback. Eyes are in. Very important thing, important part of the stance. Get in the stance, fellas. Okay, important part of the stance here is that our hips remain pointed, remain square with the line of scrimmage. A big problem sometimes if we're tilted too far out, if our butt's tilted too far out, when we go on our back pedal, we're stemming outside from the get-go. We want to make sure our first steps are backwards. Okay, so here we go. We're just working on a 5-step drop. So our progression for our 5-step drop is we have our re-steps, recognize, 5-step drop, eyes to the man, then we tempo pedal, and then we stem and break, or turn and go, and then whip eyes, make the play, okay? All those things are within the progression of our 5-step drop. Right here, all we're working on is our read steps, whipping eyes to the man, tempo pedal, tempo the receiver. Just working up, receivers. Here we go. Sit, go. Good, good, just tempo pedal, there you go. And we'll just start real slow at first, and then on the second one, we'll speed it up. We'll speed up the second one. We'll speed up the second one with our wide receivers. Okay, tempo pedal here. So we're slow out, reading the quarterback, whip our eyes back to our man, tempo pedal back. I mean, we got to tempo the wide receiver. Wide receiver slow, we got to slow our pedal. He's getting out fast, we got to speed our pedal up, try to maintain that cushion. There you go. Sit, go. Good, right there. Maintaining inside leverage, staying on top. Very good. Okay, now what I want you stemming and still driving at the same line, Chris. Stem and drive the same line. Here we go. Stem from the get-go. Stem from the get-go. Stem from the get-go. There you go. Good. Stem from the get-go. Good. There you go. Stemming. Come on. Good. Good forward lean. Bow. Good.
After reading a 5-step drop, we want to stand our pedal as long as possible. The wide receiver's goal on intermediate routes is to work for leverage and get the DB turn, but the DB can interrupt the timing of the route and have a quick downhill break if he can maintain his back pedal. After we tempo and stem, we need to expect a cut by the wide receiver. Typically, the intermediate routes a DB will see are dig, curl, out, and skinny post. The intermediate routes will typically break from 10 to 14 yards. Keep the eyes on your man during the break so that you can jam the wide receiver if he gives you a double route.
Sit, go, boom. Get up, boom, top shoulder, very good. Sit, go, boom. Go up and get it, Gabe. Good, top shoulder. Our first break is straight back. We'll break all of our cuts are either straight at us or at 45, okay, or straight back at 45. If we go to angle going back, we're angle running and then coming up, okay? Sit, go, bow, boom, bow, boom, bow, boom, bow, boom, bow, boom, bow, boom, bow. Finish. Good.
Before we talk about the turn and go component to the progression for off-man versus 5-step drops, here is a quick review of our off-man principles thus far. First, we want to have a great stance. Take our read steps, recognize 5-step, take our eyes back to our man, and tempo and stem our pedal according to the angle and speed of the wide receiver's release. Once the receiver gets to the 10 to 14 yard range, we need to be ready to plant and drive out of our pedal on the intermediate routes, which are typically the dig, curl, out, and skinny post. As the wide receiver accelerates through that 10 to 14 yard range and we feel like our cushion is broken, we need to turn and open to the wide receiver. A guideline that we will use is 3 yards, but this will vary with the different speeds of DBs and wide receivers. Once we get turned, we are now in a deep route thinking mode. As we turn, the deep routes we will get are streak, where we must turn and go, comeback route, where we must turn and drive to the side you open to, deep curl and deep dig route, where we must turn and drive away from the side you open, and deep post and corner route, where we must turn and whip eyes to the top shoulder of the wide receiver.
Okay, now what we want to say is that we're here, we got turned open with them, and he undercuts it. So bow, coming down, okay? Kind of tough, spinning around, breaking it. Okay, but you can start open. This is one you're talking about, Chris. Start open. There you go. Set. Go. Drive it down. Boom. There you go. Good. Go. Bow. Good. Go. Bow. Good. There you go. Sit. Go. Bow. Good. That's right, Chris. That's right. Good. Bow. There you go. Okay, I want you guys to get opened up. Open up, break cushion, and then as soon as he opens up, undercut him so he has to whip eyes and get to the top shoulder. Okay? So really we're gonna end up in the same position, but here, open west, open, cut under, whip eyes and nose angle. Okay, you got nose angle. Here we go. Sit, go. Good. Go up. Good. Okay, now we're doing finish drills, hip to hip. Okay, so what I want you guys doing now is we're just working hip to hip. Okay, we'll work this way. We got the offense here. We got the defense here, and you're running this way. We're just on the run here. We're working on good, and we want to study that hip. Right, we'll break on the next one, but almost just touching his hip right there, touching his hip, having pressure, going straight down. Okay, getting to that hip position. Heads up, Chris. Say it. Go. Just hip position right there. Good. Okay, good. Start from a little bit behind now, Q. You're going to start from behind and you're going to do our catch-up deal. Where you're going to slightly grab the wrist. Catch up. Catch up, okay? From behind, getting to that hip position. Here you go. Say it. Go. Catch up. Catch up. Good. 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 Right there. Squeezing. Good.
Whether you're in a press or off man, as you turn and run, you want to get to a hip position. Your eyes should study his torso. If his torso lowers, your torso should lower and match his break. Once you know the wide receiver is going vertical, accelerate to a cutoff position.
Okay, now we're going up, out, up, out. Okay, and when we break on this deal, same thing. Same thing. We want to get to that hip position. So we're here, we're staying out, hands on the hip, boom. Here, and then we're right here on this hip. We're not going to undercut the hip right now. And then he's up, same position, boom, boom, match him, boom. Right here on the hip. Up, up, out, up, out. Say it, go. Good. There you go. Good. I like that. Good. 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 Go. Good. Right there. Good. 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 Very good. Nice job. Now, I'm going to fade it. I'll either throw a back shoulder or go. Now we want to be able to play the ball just like what we just worked on, okay? There you go. Sit. Go. Good. Squeeze in. X. That's going to make it, right? Good. Now it's on your movement. It's on the receiver's movement, Gabe. Got to use all that stuff. Catch up and go. Good. Very good.
When you get hip to hip, and the wide receiver is definitely taking you vertical, you want to shift your focus to his shoulders and get to a cutoff position with your shoulder in front of his inside armpit. Squeezing the wide receiver will make him widen and allow you to play a ball thrown over the outside shoulder.
Okay, we're working playing the hands, playing the hands. So we're getting hip position, eyes back, hands out, coming up through the hands. So if his shoulder, and we're reading his shoulders are square. You're looking back this way for the ball, Chris. Looking back that way for the ball. His shoulders are square, coming up through the hands right here. Head back this way, okay? That's all we're working, going down. Say it, go. Boom, there you go, good. Come back with the same thing. Come back with the same thing, heads up, get Wes. Come back with it again. Say it, go. Boom, good, good, and squeezing it. Okay, now we're doing it shoulders open. Shoulders open, good. Underthrown ball or back shoulder, okay? Okay, and I want you breaking up his hands, Wes. That, and then he's gonna break open, good. Here we go. Say it, go. Good, very good. Good, very good. Coming back with it, I like that. Very good job, coming back with it. Good, very good. His shoulder opens, our shoulder opens. You're gonna have the ball, and you're gonna wide release. Here, like you're fading away from him. He's fading away from you right now. He's gonna open his shoulders. Right when he opens his shoulders, boom, I want you breaking up the ball. Sit, go, right now, fade out, catch up, boom. There you go, good, looking into him right there, right? Sit, go, get wide, get wide, get wide. Good, very good, nice job. Excellent, Q. So the big thing on buddy break here, we're working back. I'm breaking at 45. I break them both here. The guy in the front becomes the receiver. The guy in the back becomes the defender. We gotta make sure we don't come over that. We secure the backside and then come under there. If not, we gotta take away the top shoulder, Wes. Good, and take away top. There you go, here we go. Say it, go. Good, and getting that ball out, very good. Okay, now we're working the other way. Buddy break, 45. I'm gonna break you guys down this way, okay? So you become the defender. Okay, make sure you take away that top arm. Say, go, hop. Good, there you go, nice work. Okay, now what we're doing, we're talking about outside press. So when we talk about outside press, show me an outside press, okay? When we're working press and we have no help, we're gonna be inside shade. But now we have help in the middle, short, low hole help. We're gonna move to the outside alignment. Everything remains the same, except we're gonna take away that outside. Still trying to keep our hips square, still doing the same steps, right, Gabe? Same slide, same step and replace, okay? Now we got a single. A single is the same. Let's start in a off inside alignment. Okay, balls inside. Now we run this when we have deep post help. Okay, inside low hole and high hole help. Okay, so when we work a single, we can start inside and then work the outside, or we can get outside, so we get outside leverage knowing where our help is. Okay, we're gonna let them release outside and then get to this outside. We're on a corner route, Wes, okay? Up to 12, let them get on your outside hip. Now you wanna convert it once you get up to around 8 right there, right? Okay, here we go. Sit, go. Boom, underneath, boom, good, right there, outside. Good, very good.
Convert is used when we have high post help. Switch hips early into the route or before the wide receiver climbs to 10 yards.
Good, just matching your feet here. Sit, go. Slow, slow, seeing good, good pad level, good. There you go, good. Just come on back with it, come on back with it. There you go, sit, go. Boom, see it. Good, see it, good. See it, good, very good. There you go, sit, go. Boom, underneath, good, right there.
Trail technique is used when we have deep half help over the top. Protect the inside by making the wide receiver take an outside release. If the wide receiver beats you inside, undercut the hip and get to a trail position between the ball and the wide receiver.
So we're gonna shake, 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 okay? So now, when we talk about this, now we're working a single on this side, or a single alignment. So a single alignment is outside, shade. Good. Very good job, okay. Okay, working shake, I want you guys motion, and you just come up, you go out, okay? And we're switching off the routes here. This is what we do to avoid pick routes. Sit. Go. Good, right there. Good. Sit. Shake, shake, shake. Go. Good, right there. Good. Open up to the man. Very good. That's a shake. Okay, now we're going levels. Levels. Same motion, same deal. You got to jam them. You got to jam them, and you're still coming. Try to release inside. You come up and release out. Sit. Go. Boom, right there. Good levels. Very good levels. Like that. Okay, now press levels. Press levels and tight. Press levels and tight. I want you guys crossing. Gabe, go first. Gabe, come here first. You wrap around. Press levels. Here we go. Sit. Go. Boom. Good. Working over top. Good. Sit. Go. Boom. Good right there. Working on top. Very good. Awesome, guys. Okay, now that we've gone through the progression of teaching man-to-man, now I'd like to talk about how we apply those to our coverages. Take a basic cover one here. We have the free safety free. So now what we want to do, we want to be able to play to our help. Our help being a low hole player, a low post player, and a high hole player. With that in mind, the corners are going to take splits rules. If the field is that way, if we have a lot of space over here, we got to make sure that the corner, he's inside shade, playing a normal off-man technique at 8 yards, 8 by 1, just as we went through on the field. Okay. Now the variation of this defense, variation of the man techniques comes with the rover in this spot, because he has help to the low inside and he has help to the high post. So therefore he can vary up his alignment and vary up his technique. So here we can have him starting on an inside shade, 8 by 1 alignment, but what he wants to do is work to an 8 by outside alignment. Okay, we want to work to that outside shoulder. So here the rover is going to work to the outside shoulder in this deal, playing to his help, making sure he can break on all outside routes. So the rover is responsible for any outs or corner routes and has to squeeze the go route with the free safety. Okay? Another way to mix this up, we want to make sure that we have levels on the steel. If these two guys are tight, we want to prevent pick routes as we talked about on the field. So if they're tight, we want to make sure that the corner comes up in a press alignment. Okay? And now he's going to go ahead and play a normal press. As we talked about on the field, the rover's going to play a single technique, and that's being an outside shade of that number 2 receiver. However, if number 2 is now on the line of scrimmage, we still want to be able to prevent that pick route. So what we'll do is we'll get the rover up in a press and the corner back in an off-man technique. Okay? If this guy's a little wider, we still want our rover. We love our rover. He's a great athlete for us. We want him to be able to play in a press because he's on the line. Corner's off the line. Corner will still play inside alignment, 8x1, inside shade on that wide receiver. Now the rover, this is where he gets into a lot of different techniques. Okay, he can play what we call an outside press, which is just a normal press technique that we worked out on the field, but now he's just taking an outside shade instead of an inside shade. Because if this receiver releases to the inside, he has help by the will and he has help by the free safety. He does not want to let him release to the outside. Or he can start on the inside of his receiver and work a convert technique. Meaning he's going to let the receiver get outside of him, and at 8 to 10 yards, he's going to release to the outside and play all outside routes, being the out route or the corner route, and work to the outside hip on the go route. Don't confuse this with a trail technique. He's still on a convert. He needs to get back up to that hip level. He cannot be behind. Just to recap, cover 1. We have low hole help by the will. We have high post help by the free safety. The corner is going to vary his technique based on the Z's alignment. If the Z is in tight, more towards the middle of the field, the corner can play an outside single alignment. Play to his help from the will and the free safety. In off man, he's going to play that when the Z is wide. Now he's saying, hey, I'm not going to rely on help by the will or the free safety, so he's going to play the normal 8x1 alignment. Going over to the rover, he's almost guaranteed help by the will, help by the free safety. So he wants to be able to vary up his techniques accordingly. If he wants to press it up, he can play 2 techniques. He can play an outside press, and an outside press, he's going to light up on the outside shade of that number 2 receiver, still working the same press principles that we worked out on the field, allowing the receiver to release inside to his help by the will and the free safety. In a convert, he's going to align inside of number 2, and he's going to make sure that number 2 releases to the outside of him. As he releases to the outside, he gets up to 10 yards. The rover's going to will under that hip, get back up to hip level, and play him from an outside alignment. Now, if he wants to play off-man technique, he can do that by playing a single. A single is an off-man with an outside alignment, playing to his help. He's responsible for all out routes and all corner routes, and expecting help by the will and the free safety on any inside routes. Okay, here's an example of cover 1, as we mentioned. Cover 1, free safeties dropping to the post. We're manned up across the board, playing to our help. A couple different components here that we worked on that we saw on the field. Here's a shakedown on these 2 receivers with these 2 DBs. We also have a single technique, varying our techniques against a slot receiver, and we're just going to do a straight press technique up top. Great job on the shake, switch them in. We still have low help, and we have high help. So we're good to be outside of our receiver. Play to our help. Results in an interception by the underneath defender. Great job in the single technique, good stem outside, playing outside shoulder, protecting all out routes, deep outside routes. Great job, great recognition, turnover. Okay, once again, here's cover 1, deep post help. We're manned up here, great communication, calling out a shake here, shaking the receivers, avoiding the pick routes, gets on top of his receiver, makes a great play. Again, understand that we have low hole help and high post help. This is a great example here of a DB using his leverage. we have low hole help by this defender, high post help by this defender. Here we're in an outside press. Starting inside, working the outside leverage to protect all out routes. It's a good job using leverage, preventing the first down. Okay, here's an example of convert. This is a technique that we don't use a ton, but it is very good to run it versus a team that likes to run corner routes. There, we're letting the guy beat us inside, working to his outside hip. Very important that we become the receiver here. Also on this side here, you're going to see here that we're working a good single technique on the outside because we know we have a low hole help and a high hole help. It's a great job. Another coverage that we use to utilize the techniques that we use on the field is a form of cover two, man under. That's cover two with the safeties, man under by the corner, the nickel, and the corner, and man under, I mean they have responsibility for that man, and now they're in a trail technique. A big point here is that the corners and the nickel, they can be a little bit more physical in their man technique off the line of scrimmage because they know they have help deep in case they miss. Okay, so this is where they can work on their two-hand jam and just be a little bit more aggressive. The techniques they have the ability to utilize for the corners is the press trail and the catch trail. The nickel also has the opportunity here to use the vice trail. And what a vice trail is when the nickel shows that he's about to blitz here and then just wheels right back out of it, still protecting the inside. Very important in all three of these techniques that the corners and the nickel, they protect the inside. Do not let the receiver inside of them. If the receiver does get inside of them on any three of those techniques, we got to make sure that we undercut that hip and then work back to inside leverage. Once again, a trail technique, whether it's a press trail, catch trail, or vice trail, after the initial jam off the line, we want the corner to position his body slightly underneath the receiver. We often say arm's width from that receiver. He has to slow his feet, steady those hips, and stay on the inside. We want his hips, his body in between the receiver and the ball. Okay, here we're working cover two man under. Two safeties are playing our deep half guys. We have our vice trail here, catch trail here, working on a press trail here. This is versus a three-step drop. Here's a catch trail here, sitting down on him, making sure that the receiver does not get inside him, understanding the break of the receiver, cutting him off. It's a good job getting to the upfield shoulder. Here's cover two man under. Two safeties are playing deep half techniques. We have a press trail technique here. Defender gets beat inside, wheels to the inside hip, gets in a great trail technique position. We have vice trail by our two edge guys showing pressure, and we have a catch trail by our other corner. Great job here. Gets beat inside, knows that can't happen, wheels back to the inside hip, turns, makes a great play. Thank you for joining us today. I hope you've enjoyed the progression for teaching man-to-man techniques. These techniques have proven very successful for the Boise State football program, and I hope they will be successful in your scheme as well.